Ounce silver British Britannia is my top pick for stacking, especially since the 2021 security upgrades. These features make it one of the most intricately designed bullion coins, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Very intriguing and very distinguishing security features that makes it unique compared with the American Silver Eagle and the Canadian Maple or any other coin. Firstly, the security feature here, which is a lock in some positions and is the trident in others. It's a bit like a hologram, but it's not a hologram. It's just the fine lines reflecting light in a different manner. The other one is the most outstanding one is the background waves that appear to animate as an ocean, as a sea, compared with previously where we had radial lines, or we simply had a dimpling effect to the background, but before that a plane. So we've got what appears to be a hologram but isn't. We've got the animated waves. We've also got, within the detailing of the Union Jack, we have very fine lines, and it's in these fine details that this is why they're security features, in that they're almost impossible to replicate, certainly for the value of just $40 or whatever the price of spot is at the time. Now the other one, which is very hard to pick out, is that just in this circle line here, in Greek lettering or Latin, which translate to security and ornament or something like that, it's very fine lettering. I barely can see it with a magnifying glass, so I don't know if we're going to pick it out here. I don't think we can really, but in this semicircle, in this circular line here, is the phrase security and ornament, or something like augmentation or something. So these are the four security features: the lock that changes to the trident, the waves, fine detailing within the Union Jack, and the minute writing. All these are almost impossible. Now, to compare it, as I said before, there used to be radial lines here, and even when there was purely a dimpling effect for a background, or even just a smooth background, the other security features was the fact that the trident went outside the circle. The fact that the Crethean, the Greek Trojan type style helmet that Britannia wears went outside the circle. The fact that the shield, her toes and the cloak go outside the circle onto the plinth. These were all considered to be minor details. Oh, something I also forgot to point out is that in the contemporary and in older versions of this Britannia coin is this castellade along the edge here, also makes it very hard to replicate. Okay, so obviously King Charles III ends up on the coin after the death of his mother, and we can see how the coin the royal face changes direction. Now that's because it's just tradition. Each monarch faces it, well, on a coin faces a different direction. I don't know if it's the same on stamps. I haven't looked, but the monarch before Queen Elizabeth would have faced the other way, and the monarch after King Charles, which I assumed will be one of his sons, will face the other way. Now, for me, the fine detail of Britannia and the elegance of Britannia herself, along with the fact that the premiums and therefore the spread is a lot less on a silver Britannia coin than it is on a silver American Silver Eagle, is what makes it more desirable and more appropriate for stacking, particularly new stackers. Now, if you live in in the USA, then just a bit of American nationalism and patriotism and pride is going to make you want to collect the American Silver Eagle, and it's probably more liquid. It's more recognizable than the Britannia. You're going to have to explain the Britannia, who King Charles is and whether or not, oh, I don't like King Charles, I like Queen Elizabeth and all this. It just becomes a confusing issue. Whereas the American Silver Eagle, whether you preferred the old or the new one, it's a minor issue. The American Silver Eagle is popular, it's recognisable, and the reason why it has a higher premium when you purchase it is because it is popular. They can afford to get a premium, but it means that when you sell it, you're going to get nearer to spot than with the British Britannia or the Canadian Maple, because it's popular. They know that as soon as you sell it to them, they'll be able to sell it the next day. There's going to be a customer, an immediate customer. They're not going to have to sit on it. So whether you're taking one into the shop or 100 into the shop or one of these mega boxes, whatever they call them, it's not going to be a problem. So the spread is not bad. It's good. It's near to the sellback is near to the silver spot, because they can sell it back. They want you to sell it to them, whereas they'll accept a Britannia. They want to buy a Britannia off you because they know they can sell it, but the premiums are not so high on it when they come to sell it out the door again. So the premiums on a Britannia, I get them for around 12%, but it's about 12% loss when you sell it back to the shop. So say 25% is your tax, not proper tax, but it's what's difference between spot when you buy and sell. Well, it's going to be similar on an American Silver Eagle. So whilst it costs the spot, the premium is higher to buy, you get it back, more likely to get more of it back when you sell it, and the Maple's in between. So the truth is, don't be too fussed, but I still think that for new starters, you're probably going to find it easier to get in on with the British Britannia. It's fancier. Maybe Americans don't want fancy, but it is fancier, and I think it's more interesting for many reasons. So that's the specifics of the coin. Later on we'll go into the myths and the history of Britannia itself. Britannia, the name, where it comes from, which relates to the country, but why is Britannia a woman? Why is she always in a Greek Corinthian background? What's the Roman history, and why is she always by the sea?